Today we will be talking about the general circulation of the atmosphere. We will begin with talking about the wind. Wind direction is defined as the direction the wind is coming from. If you stand so that the wind is blowing directly into your face, the direction you are facing names the wind. Next, we will talk about the Coriolis effect. The Coriolis effect is an effect whereby a mass moving in a rotating system experiences a force, also known as the Coriolis force, acting perpendicular to the direction of motion and to the axis of rotation. On the Earth, the effect tends to deflect moving objects to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere, and is important in the formation of cyclonic weather systems. Next, we will be talking about why air rises and descends. In the tropics, near the equator, warm air rises. When it gets to about 10 to 15 kilometers above the Earth's surface, it starts to flow away from the equator and towards the poles. Air that rose just north of the equator flows north, and air that rose just south of the equator flows south. When the air cools, it drops back to the ground and flows back towards the equator and warm again. The now warmed air rises again, and the pattern repeats. This pattern, known as convection, happens on a global scale. It also happens on a small scale within individual storms. And finally, we will talk about how the general circulation of the atmosphere has an effect on climate. The combination of oceanic and atmospheric circulation drives global climate by redistributing heat and moisture. Areas located near the tropics remain warm and relatively wet throughout the year. In temperate regions, variation in solar input drives seasonal changes. In the northern hemisphere, where land masses are more concentrated, these seasons can involve pronounced changes in temperature. In the southern hemisphere, where large land masses are located near to the equator and the majority of the Earth's surface is covered with water, seasonal cycles revolve around the presence and absence of precipitation rather than major swings in temperature.